produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his farm show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester and Lake and Dew Russell. Beautiful sunshine. Started the morning off with very few, if any, clouds around. Whatever we did get yesterday afternoon, everything pretty much cleared out as we moved into the evening hours. Some of you got a little bit of rain. Others of you, nothing at all. It was one of those perfect type unsettled weather days, the pop-up thunderstorm activity and a lot of rumbling and a few rainbows here and there, but that was about it. Everything tapered off as we moved into the evening hours, and as we were moving through the morning hours, things began to clear off very nicely. The frontal system that caused whatever we did get yesterday afternoon and last night has well off to the east moved away from us. And we're going to be looking at high pressure, which currently is situated over Iowa. That is going to be influencing our weather as we go through the day today. And quite frankly, for the next several days, that high pressure system is going to be meandering around in the central part of the continental United States. And it'll probably take a few days for it to finally move over into and around Ohio. But that is going to be late in the work week and more than likely the weekend. That's when we're going to begin to see the benefit of that system. Right now, Matthew, temperature-wise, we're working our way toward the 80s. Where are we right now?
Currently, over at the airport, it's sunny at 78. Over in Midland, it's sunny at 79. Here, Radio Center, it's also sunny at 79. We have west winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.87, and it's steady. Southeast Michigan is where we're seeing the warmest temperatures. We are looking at the low 80s. Adrian is coming in at 82. Ann Arbor is currently at 81. Detroit is at 82. Grosse Ile is at 82. A couple other locations, Monroe, Mount Clemens, both of them at 82. Port Huron and Troy are reporting 81. Everybody else, along with us, looking at the 70s, mid-70s over in Michigan's thumb. So precipitation amounts, what did we get? We had some unofficial reports of close to an inch and even an inch and a half being reported in a couple of areas between Hemlock and Merrill yesterday afternoon and early last evening. The official rain gauges that Michigan State University provides around the area showed that out in the immediate Richville area, 0.14 of an inch. The back 40 at Richville, I had a tenth. Fairgrove, more than 0.4 of an inch. The Munger area, 0.42 of an inch. And Lakin, on your farm, did you get any rain at all?
Nope, it split and went right around us. It was dark to the north and dark to the south, but it was still sunny skies where I was.
And you could hear the thunder and see the lightning too.
Yes, I could. The thunder, I could hear it all afternoon and into the evening hours too.
Yeah, so that was just indicative of everything that we did see. Freeland, they had just under 0.3 of an inch. Out at the airport, they were reporting 0.6 of an inch. So within a couple, 3 miles, we saw a difference of about 0.3 of an inch. Linwood had 0.7 of an inch to report. Ithaca, a little bit further to the west, more than a half inch. Mount Pleasant did report unofficially more than an inch. At the MSU reporting station, 0.9 of an inch. And down in the Lansing area, the horticultural station at Michigan State, they reported 0.1 of an inch. As far as precipitation goes, we're not really looking for much of anything for the next several days. Now, we have heard some reports of the possibility of some precipitation maybe tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night. But again, that's a possibility. Some of the forecasts that I have seen have indicated nothing. Others have said maybe one of these pop-up showers cropping around. Again, the unsettled air, which is the key, is going to be a little more unsettled tomorrow than what it will be today. but I don't think it's going to be enough to have much of a widespread nature of any possible shower activity. So I'm going to call it mostly sunny tomorrow, and we will be warmer. We're looking for a high today of 83 and a low tonight of 64 with a few clouds around. Tomorrow, 85 for a high. I think late, the best chance of seeing any pop-up shower activity tomorrow will be in northern portions of the Lower Peninsula and around Lake Huron. Saginaw Bay possibly as well. So that's why if you're well within our listening area and you do, you're actually a little bit closer to Lake Huron and Saginaw Bay, the chances of you seeing a pop-up shower will be greater because of your proximity to the water. 85 for a high, 62 for a low tomorrow night. Then on Thursday, 83 for a high, 60 for a low. Once again, a chance, but very slight chance of an isolated shower. High pressure system will be moving into the Upper Peninsula, and it does appear as though another high pressure system will be moving from western Kentucky. That's the one that's currently in Iowa and Missouri. It'll move into western Kentucky on Thursday and then wind up on Friday over Ohio. So that's the reason why on Friday our temperatures are going to continue to climb. We're looking for a high on 4th of July of right around 88. Partly cloudy skies Friday night with a low of 70. We're not looking for anything in the way of precipitation for the 4th of July evening. Saturday will move into the 90s, 92 for a high. And because of that, we are going to look at a chance of some showers on Saturday night, mid-70s for a low. So quite uncomfortable, really, temperature-wise on Saturday and Saturday night. Now, Sunday will cool down just a little bit, simply because we'll have a few more clouds around. There will be a chance, again, isolated at best, of a shower around 88 for a high on Sunday, 68 for a low on Sunday night. So obviously cooler than what it'll be on Saturday. And then on Monday, partly cloudy skies, low 80s. So we'll settle back down into a little bit closer to normal when it comes to our temperatures as we start off the work week next week. But quite frankly, beginning this upcoming weekend through the 14th, we're looking for our temperatures to average slightly above normal for this time of the year. Precipitation values to be average. Now, the month of June, how did we turn out? Most of you looked at precipitation values that were below average for the month of June. Out at the airport, just under 3 inches of rain was reported. The normal for June is 3.28 inches, so a little bit below there. For the year, we should be at right around 15.6 inches of rain beginning January through the end of June. This year, we wound up at 13.28 inches, again, out at the airport. Now, some of you picking up more, some of you picking up less, but as we mentioned yesterday, surprisingly, quite a bit of the Great Lakes Bay region is considered in drought, if not extreme drought areas, due to the fact that over the last 18 to 20 months, we have been running quite a bit below normal as far as moisture goes. Record high in this state, 103, set back in 1931. The record low was 42, set in 1950. And a year ago, a very pleasant day, 77 was our high, 47 was our low. We had plenty of sun and a little bit of a light breeze. It was a very nice day. Sun will set this evening at 9:21, rise tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. The warmest ever, again, go back to 1931. 103 was our high, 78 was our low. It was miserable. The coldest ever, 1918, 58 was our high, 46 was our low. Got to get out the sweaters. That's it in a nutshell as far as our weather is concerned. A lot more on the weather as we go through the program. Coming up next, Matthew, who do we have?
Coming up next, we have Abby Terwilliger from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Well, before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. plus unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at my friends at Roof Max. You know, we've been talking about their revolutionary treatment. It restores flexibility. It does extend the life of your roof. And obviously, it's going to save you thousands of dollars and one big headache. I can talk because they did it to my roof. And quite frankly, it did add a lot to my roof. The nice thing about it is not only did it add a lot, it did save me a lot of money. When you take a look at the possibility of what I was going to have to spend for a new roof, it was, oh man, it figured out to like not even a third. I mean, it was greater than a third of or less than a third of the cost. And all Ben had to do is he just had to walk up on the roof and take a look and see what he had to patch up, what he had to fix, what he had to maybe lay a little tar down, whatever. And then he said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I noticed that the cap on your roof, it should be replaced. So while I get the guys up there and start working on that, I'm going to run over and grab some cap material, bring it over, put it up, and it's all included in the price. That's what I'm going to do for you. Well, he did. He did it for me. They took care of it. When I got home at night, I didn't even know they were there. There was no mess. There was no nothing to indicate that I had guys crawling all over my roof of the house and my barn. AskBenHow.com. That's the website you go to if you want to check out Roof Max in this area. AskBenHow.com. Or you can call them. 989-859-6751. Again, that's 989-859-6751. Schedule a free roof assessment today. Check it out, because a little care today can save you a whole lot more tomorrow. Take my word for it. Along with me, Abby Terwilliger from the Andersons. Abby, good morning. How are you?
Oh, good morning, Terry. Doing pretty good.
Excellent. The wheats, how close are we, girl?
Oh, we've got to be getting close. There's some guys that are saying 5 to 7 days, some that are saying a little bit farther than that, but I've kind of been out driving around a little bit today and yesterday, and there's some fields that it just looks close.
So there's a possibility that over the 4th of July weekend, there's going to be some elevators that need to be open.
Yep, there is. I don't think in this area, you know, the Hemlock, Oakley, Breckenridge, Auburn area, I don't think it'll necessarily be this weekend. It might be, you know, next week. But I know you get over closer to Frankenmuth, I've heard of some fields that looks like they might be up and going this weekend.
I am seeing a few tipping heads out there right now.
Yep. And something to think of. Seems like most elevators now are doing it to shrink only to 18. Don't be afraid to go out there and get your wheat when it's a little bit still, you know, above dry, you know, 13%, because that will really help reduce the risk of any sort of vomitoxin or falling numbers issues, especially with white wheat.
Well, yeah, and we've been surprised with that before, haven't we?
Oh, yes, and I would prefer to not have a surprise.
Yeah, I guess. Any surprises going on as far as why the markets are doing what they're doing?
No, nothing's moving too crazy much right now. Yesterday's acreage and stocks report wasn't anything too crazy. Good to excellent. Corn went up a little bit overall in the U.S. Here in Michigan, we're still behind. Soybeans unchanged. So since that was pretty bland, I think we're going to be back to just trading weather.
But the last time that I did take a look, wheat was having a decent day today.
Yeah, wheat is up a little bit. It's currently up about 5 cents. So, I mean, nothing crazy, but we are at least in the right direction.
So right now on your board, what do you have, Abby?
Right now, old crop corn 402, new crop 358, old crop soybeans 991, new crop 961, red wheat 470, and white wheat 510.
All righty. Well, you take care. Hopefully you won't have to work the weigh scales if somebody surprises you.
Fingers crossed. I did that last year. I think I'd like to be on a boat this year, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do.
That's what duty calls. Abby, you have a great day. And if we don't talk before, have a happy and safe 4th of July holiday, okay?
You as well, Terry.
Thank you. Abby Twilliger over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me right now. The Market Report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. They want to remind you that the Michigan Antique Engine Annual Show is coming up on the 11th. Well, it's going to start on the 11th and go through the 12th and the 13th of July. We'll be broadcasting from the grounds on South Meridian Road. That'll be on Friday, July the 11th. And our broadcast will be brought to you by the folks at Steiner Tractor. 800-234-3280. That's their number. Or if you need a part, steinertractor.com. Also, the Market Report brought to you by Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. Those Farmall tractors are ready to do the job for you, whatever it is that you need done. 35 to 140 horses, that's what that Case IH Farmall tractor will deliver. And all you got to do is pair one of them up with the job that you need. And that's why the folks at Weiss Equipment can help you, and that's why you should be talking to them. Anywhere from the value-packed Compact Farmall A up to the Deluxe Compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. They'll take care of it for you. Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Well, Ford numbers came in hot today, so they're okay, up about 4%. GM is up about 5%, so that's okay. Tech numbers, not so good. The NASDAQ is down about 1%, but the Dow industrial average, those 30 stocks, is up almost 0.9%. So big difference there on what you own. S&P is down about 0.25%. So you can see the tech dragging that down. Food stocks are up fairly hot today, 3.5% to 5% on the like Smuckers and Kraft Heinz and those guys, all up solid today. Retail, surprisingly, is up pretty good today. Kohl's is up 12%. So a little bit of action on that side of the tape for a change. Crude oil setting a little over 65. I heard Gas Buddy says wait till the very last minute to fill up your vehicle if you're traveling on the 4th of July weekend. So we'll see if that pans out. I doubt it, but you never know. Precious metals are hot today. $44 on gold, 31 cents on silver. So that's okay. And then here's your numbers. So July corn is 423, up 2.5. December corn is 423 3/4, up or down 1 3/4. July soybeans 1021 1/4, down 3. The November soybeans 1025.5, down 1.5. July wheat 534.5, up 5 3/4, and December wheat 566.5, up 6.5. The crude is at 65.43, up 32 cents. Heating oil 231.55, up 4 cents. Gasoline is 208.81, up 1.5 cents. Natural gas is 339.5, down 9 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3662 Canadian, that's up 55 ticks. The dollar buys 143.58 yen, down 43 ticks. The euro's at 117.73, down 13 ticks. The dollar's at 96.86, that's down 9 ticks. Gold's at 33.3850, up 44.10 an ounce. Silver's 36.17, up 31 cents. Platinum's 13.55, up $21. And copper's at 511.3 cents. That's up 3 cents.
A little bit of a move there.
Yep. And AGCO hit a new high today, too, 108.72 right now. So
wow.
They're doing okay.
I guess so. You have a good one.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Along with us right now, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. And Jerry, how much rain did you get in the gauge?
Well, I got 2/10 at home. Sean got 1/2 inch, and so it's just really scattered.
Yeah,
How
it
about
sure
yourself?
is. 1/10 of an inch. That's all I got.
Yeah,
But not too
yeah.
far away from me, they had 1/4 of an inch. So I don't know. It's really spotty, but it's still, we still would like a good, nice drink.
Sure would, Terry. That would definitely help things along. Terry, one of the things I want to talk about today, and I'm seeing it more and more, some herbicide damage on plants. So when you go to the home centers, the hardware stores, and you pick up your Roundup products, Roundup used to be synonymous with the active ingredient glyphosate. Now, when you go to the home centers, there are 6 or 7, 5, lots of different types of Roundup to choose from. None of them have glyphosate in them. So if you've been using Roundup products for a while and you're comfortable with them, I think it was a year and a half ago, they changed their formulations. So there's no longer glyphosate in most, if not all, of those products. So we really want to be careful about using Roundup products around plants. You can cause terrible damage, and it's been happening more and more. So we got to get smarter at home and understand that when we take pain relief, we can take Motrin and we can take Advil, but we're still always taking ibuprofen when you take any one of those. So we need to know what the chemical names are and prescribe them and use them accordingly. A lot of problems are occurring. They're great tools. We don't want to use our tools by misusing them and somebody come and take them away from us, and the accessibility. So we got to know what we're doing and use the right products the right ways.
Good advice. Jerry, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again. All righty?
Just one last quick thing.
Yes.
Label is law. Read those labels.
Yes, we do. Jerry, thank you. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. I think Vic Huffer will agree with all of that. Vic, good morning. How are you this morning?
Doing well, Terry.
I didn't know if
Doing
you
well.
caught all of Jerry's comments, but yeah, there has been some issues so far this year. Have you noticed anything in the fields as far as damage?
Nothing like that. We've seen some speckling on soybeans and stuff like that where guys are using rates. I think that the heat index is something we really need to look at when we're spraying, because even though the temperature is cooler than 85 degrees, I think the heat index pushes us up close to 90 on some of these applications where guys are spraying soybeans, and we're starting to see more damage issues. I tell people when in doubt, if they've got to spray that when it's at that point, a fulvic acid will really help a lot with reducing chemical burn, especially on dry bean herbicides. We've seen that tremendously. We sell a dry bean foliar from Sure Crop Fertilizers that has a built-in fulvic in it, and we're having amazing results with reducing leaf burn there. But we run into a lot of issues when it comes to pesticides, because there's been a tremendous amount of generic pesticides popping up over the last 10 years. And with that being said, you really have to know the active ingredient. You really have to be careful of the active ingredient, because there's a lot of pesticides that sound similar, but if you don't know the active ingredient and the percentage of an active ingredient, that sometimes can cause injury as well, because the pesticide that you're using may be the same as something else you're using, but the active ingredient ratio is more concentrated to where it causes more issues with burn. So there's things to look at from when it comes to that all the way across the board. Outside of that, crops that are growing in the field, everything seems to be growing really good. Like I said, we saw some yellowing on some soybeans and things like that where with the hot weather, but they're popping out of it with the little bits of rainfall we're getting. With the small amounts of rain we're seeing around the area, crops don't seem to be suffering. Sugar beets, my Lord, this is like setting up to last year all over again on the way the sugar beets look in the field. They look tremendous. The narrow crop rows are filled the rows. The wide crop rows, the 30-inch row sugar beets, are not far away from filling the rows. I mean, we've got as good of a beet crop out there as I've ever seen. Corn is coming on strong, really looking well. We have very little corn that's showing stress that I see any place, mostly on headlands and stuff like that where there's more compaction. I've seen some issues, especially in the higher temperatures, but as an overall, they look great. Dry beans are really coming on fast. I drove past some today that have been sprayed for over a week, and they're, 6-7 inches tall and looking just beautiful. So crops all in all are looking pretty good. Sounds like more chances of rain this weekend, which will help tremendously. But I'll take spoon feeding rain much more than I'll take heavy rain.
Boy, you got that right. Vic, thank you so much. Hey, you have a great 4th of July holiday, okay?
You bet, Terry. You too.
I will. Vic Huffer with Freeland Bean and Grain. While we've got her on the line, let's touch base with Teresa at Baird & Company. What's going on, Teresa?
Good morning. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently up 397 points at 44,492. 442 million shares traded. NASDAQ down 192 points at 20,177. 651 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 391.95, up 374. Deere 513.24, up 475. CMS Energy 69.94, up 66. Dow 28.17, up $1.69. DuPont 71.51, up 293. Corteva 74.98, up 45. General Motors 51.79, up 258. Trinseo 326, up 14. Walmart 98.31, up 53. Huntington Bank 16.98, up 22. Independent Bank 33.21, up 8. And AT&T down a bit, down 13 cents at 28.81.
Thank you so much, Teresa. You take care.
You as well.
Lakin, let's talk real quickly about a special interview you had.
Yes, recently I had the pleasure to visit and talk with the staff at Tillers International during their Oxen Basics class to learn more about what they do. As a Michigan-based nonprofit organization, Tillers International enriches communities globally by collaborating with small-scale farming communities to improve food security and resilience. The organization engages in research and education in these developing regions to create sustainable farming systems. Blacksmithing instructor and volunteer for over 25 years, John Sarge tells about his experience across the globe.
My first trip with Tillers was as a volunteer in 1996. I went with some Tillers staff people and some other volunteers, and we went to Uganda and East Africa. What that class, our first goal was to get some tools made that they could use there on their project. So we did things. We first thing we did was build a forge. So there was no forge there at this village. And then they didn't have a regular anvil, but they had an old engine block. So we used that as an anvil. We started heating up some metal and started bending around. And I think I learned as much as the people there did, actually.
In addition to its international work, Tillers is advancing its mission of preserving agriculture's heritage and skills locally for the next generation here in Michigan. Executive Director Rick Esice talks about how Dick Rosenberg founded this nonprofit group in Scotts, Michigan from his international experience to create the foundation of sustainable farming practices.
One thing that he did as he was bringing these people back, more and more people were taking classes and learning how to do this. He incorporated, a woodworking shop, and then he incorporated a blacksmithing shop to do different skills. So what we found was all these artisan skills that we're losing those skills. And so we're reintroducing them again. Over time, while we're trying to do all this work for international, there was quite a need for it in our regions. More and more people were taking these classes. So now we offer a whole line of classes for artisan skills.
These classes teach essential historic agricultural skills offered here in Michigan, including draft animal basics, woodworking, blacksmithing, stone masonry, and more, through hands-on experience with experts in the field. Coming up on July 10th through the 13th, the annual Earthcraft Skillshare event will take place on Tillers' beautiful working farm in Scotts, Michigan. To register and find out more, visit tillersinternational.org.